This is the Redmi A3, the newest and cheapest phone from Xiaomi, and it might just be the best looking budget phone in 2024. It's the successor to last year's Redmi A2, and while it's not for sale quite yet, we expect it to be priced at just less than $100, just like the A2. But even with its super low price tag, is it worth considering? Let's find out. As said earlier, the phone has quite an amazing design. Looking at it at first glance, most people would assume it's one of those premium flagships with huge camera bumps. But when you look at it closely is when you'll discover that it's a budget-friendly phone. Still, when you compare its look to its predecessors the A2 and A1, you'll understand that it's quite a big improvement. It skips the metal frame that is found on more expensive models and gives you a plastic frame and back, typical of the usual budget phone, but is a glossy type of plastic which looks great until you touch it. It's a fingerprint magnet, so after handling it you'll get lots of fingerprints at the back which don't look appealing at all. As for colors, you get three options: black, blue and green. The blue one has a leather back instead of plastic, and for me, it's the best looking one. Protecting the phone screen is Gorilla Glass 3, providing a certain level of durability against daily wear and tear. While it may not be the best in the world, it is better than similarly priced phones with no protection at all. Turning to the display, you'll automatically see that it's a budget phone, especially due to the thick bezels. But that aside, you're getting a decent amount of display space with a large 6.71-inch IPS LCD screen. That's plenty of space for watching videos, browsing the web, or even gaming. One major improvement over its predecessor is the presence of a fast 90Hz screen refresh rate, so you'll get a noticeably smoother experience for everyday tasks like scrolling through social media or playing basic games. Everything feels more fluid and responsive, making for a more enjoyable user experience. But one downside of the display is that it has a 720p resolution, which isn't the sharpest. Text and images might appear a little less crisp compared to phones with higher resolutions. I feel like the Redmi A3's display is a bit of a mixed bag. The 90Hz refresh rate is a fantastic feature for a phone at this price point, but the lower resolution and chunky bezels hold it back a bit. Basically, it's a reminder that you get what you pay for. At under $100, it prioritizes affordability over top-of-the-line display specs, and that's perfectly acceptable for those looking for a basic phone with a few modern features. When it comes to software, the Redmi A3 ships with Android 14, but with a twist. It's the Go edition. If you're not familiar, Android Go is a lighter form of the full Android experience. Think of it as a slimmed-down version of Android, designed specifically for budget phones like the A3. Since the phone has less processing power than some higher-end devices, the Go edition helps things run smoothly by keeping the software lightweight. As a result, you'll notice that the interface looks pretty similar to stock Android. This is because the Go edition removes some of the fancy customizations that come with Xiaomi's usual MIUI skin. While MIUI can be great due to its several features, it's quite heavy and intensive and will probably cause lag on this device. Transitioning to performance, we have to be realistic. This is a budget phone and its performance will reflect that. It's powered by the MediaTek Helio G36 chipset, which is an entry-level processor that is intended to power entry-level gaming smartphones. So while you can play small games like Candy Crush and Subway Surfers, it won't be able to handle the heavy hitters like Genshin Impact and Asphalt 9. They'll bring this phone to its knees. But if you're being honest, no one really buys a $100 phone for heavy gaming. The Redmi A3 comes in 3 RAM flavors: 3GB, 4GB and 6GB. For light multitasking, browsing, social media and casual gaming, these options should be sufficient. But what I'm going to tell you for free is that do not buy any phone in 2024 with 3GB of RAM. It's just not enough. Avoid it at all costs. Storage wise, you have two choices: 64GB or 128GB. There's also a microSD card slot for expandable storage, so running out of space shouldn't be a major concern. However, keep in mind that the phone itself might struggle if you try to run multiple heavy apps at once. And also, while the Go edition helps with performance, it also comes with some limitations. Some apps may not be available and you may get restrictions on some processes. In essence, the Redmi A3's performance aligns with its budget price tag. It handles routine tasks competently, but will struggle under more demanding workloads. If you're a light user seeking an affordable smartphone, the A3 could suffice. However, for those requiring more robust performance and greater app flexibility, you just have to look for more expensive options. This phone's camera ring or camera bump is its main attraction, giving it that premium look, but that's just it. It's the exact camera system with the same sensors as its predecessor, the Redmi A2. You're looking at a dual rear camera setup with an 8 megapixel main lens. There's also a secondary 0.08 megapixel auxiliary lens. But let's be honest, that's basically there for decorations. On the flip side, you have a 5 megapixel selfie camera. This phone's camera is best suited for capturing everyday moments without fancy cinematic additions. Think of it as a point-and-shoot situation. Good for snapping quick pics to remember during the day, maybe your birthday or graduation, but just for memories. In good lighting, the camera can capture acceptable snapshots for everyday use, but in poor lighting, expect blurry photos and more noise. Ultimately, the Redmi A3's cameras are designed for basic use. They will capture photos in good lighting, but don't expect award-winning photos or impressive low-light performance. If photography is a major priority, you'll likely be disappointed. However, for casual users who just need to capture occasional moments, the A3's cameras are enough, especially considering its budget price point. One area where the Redmi A3 truly shines is its battery life. This phone packs a 5000 mAh battery, which is a massive battery and translates to excellent battery life. Considering that it's not an energy-demanding phone, you can expect to comfortably get through a full day of regular usage on a single charge. However, there's a catch: the charging speed. While the A3 has excellent battery life, refilling it can be a slow process. The phone supports 10W charging, which is the standard speed you'll find with the included charger. It gets the job done, but is definitely slower than what most phones offer in 2024. If long battery life is your top priority, then the A3 is a great choice. But if fast charging is important, you might want to consider other options. Still connected to charging, at least you are not stuck with the outdated microUSB charging port found on its predecessors. It finally graduated to USB-C. So, should you buy the Redmi A3? I think this is a phone built for one thing: affordability. It cuts corners to keep the price down, but you still get some features such as a smooth 90Hz display, excellent battery life, USB-C, and it can handle basic tasks, browsing and social media well. But the display resolution is not that good. Cameras, although okay, struggle with low light. It has slow charging and also the performance is quite basic. Last year, with the Redmi A2, I would have told you not to buy the phone because it wasn't that good even for a budget price. But this phone is a solid improvement, and at the same price, I'd buy it. For a fast phone or for a simple phone to give to a child or even an old person who only uses a phone for the basic stuff, the Redmi A3 is a really good option. Thanks for watching. I'm Milan and this is Fuzitech. Subscribe.